Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and we're gonna do a little week in the life of. In the summertime, we have like a crap ton of stuff always going on, so we try and shoot these. So this week is kind of gonna be crazy. So we have a lot going on. I just got back from the Northeast Vintage Drags in Maine. Really good time. Those guys put on a very neat event. It's new, but it's got the right vibe, and I think it's going to continue to grow. But we had a holiday, so we're already behind the 8 ball. We've been working on cleaning up from the mess. We got just wood and crap all over the place. Got a dumpster drop to try and get rid of some of the mess left from our new building that you guys saw the video of. And we're waiting on, they've already picked up the big machine, and we got all this stuff here that they got to pick up and take away that's leftover materials. And to add to things, we have bringing the 39 in for some a little bit of just tune-up maintenance with the brakes and stuff, because we have someone interested in buying it that's coming this week. I wasn't planning on selling it, but we have somebody very interested, so later this week they're coming in. So we're going to bring it in and just adjust the brakes a little bit and go over it one more time. I've been driving the crap out of it, and it's been a fantastic car. So we're going to do that, and who knows, maybe they won't buy it, I don't know. But we're going to do that. I have hopefully something lined up for the forklift to leave. So we got that running recently. A lot of people ask about that. Ends up being just, it's way too big. It's just too big for our property. We never use it. It's archaic. It's kind of hard to drive in small spaces, so we got it all running, had to do a bunch of work to it to get it just to leave the property. A hydraulic hose broke, and starter that was rebuilt was not rebuilt very correctly, and I had to put a new starter, and on and on and on. So we're gonna get rid of that this week, and we're going to pick up the Arden this week, which is really exciting. So I don't know if you guys are gonna see that video before this comes out or after, I'm not sure, but we're going to get the Arden this week, so we're going to visit with Ron and Laura San Giovanni in Connecticut and pick that up, so it should be a good time. It's going to be a crazy week, trying to pack up the warehouse and get all our parts stash ready to move over here. So I'm going to shoot a video on the whole week, and that's my long-winded intro, so let's get busy. All right, so we got the 39 in the garage here. So Steve and did the brakes. We did what? The whole entire braking system on this. We went through brake lines, rebuilt the wheel cylinders, master cylinder, on and on and on. Put it all together and kind of, you basically left the adjustments kind of how he had it. Yeah, I left it how it was. How he had it on the adjustment, and I was noticing that the left front wheel, I think, was adjusted a little too tight, and it was grabbing first and pulling a little bit. So we did Steve did a quick adjustment on the floor upstairs, and we drove it, and it's pretty good, a lot better, but it could probably use a little more adjustment. So we're gonna take care of that and just look everything over. So that's the first order of business this week, is to get this thing all set, and then I'm gonna probably drive it tonight to a little cruise in just to do a test drive and make sure everything's feeling good. So that's what we got going on. All right, so Steve's been working on cleaning out the 38 convertible. We've cleaned this thing out many times.
A couple of times, yeah. This is not the first time.
Yeah, multiple times, and stuff's little like acorns and things keep falling out of the car. So Steve spent about, I don't know, a good half an hour blowing this thing out and whatnot. I spent probably about 20 minutes blowing this back seat.
That seat is hard.
Terrible. There was mousy nest in it. And we got the main thing was this seat here, where it was sitting was really far forward, so your knees were like on the darn steering wheel. The other thing we couldn't figure out is the seat was tilted like back, like you were looking at the sky. And I've had that in a couple of these fat fender cars, but I never really investigated. So Steve pulled this out and actually got the seat, let's see here, the seat adjuster here to actually work. So it's got a handle on the side, and you pull this and then the sliders move up and down. But what he noticed that I never really paid attention to is there's all these adjustment holes. So what they had done is they had adjusted the seat so that it was what? Real high.
Down in the back.
Yeah, it was real high in the front, and then it was all the way down in the back, probably for that cool cruising look. But with the car being, with the SN down on the car and the seat that way, it felt like you were looking at the stars. So we're gonna try and get the seat adjusted better because it is very uncomfortable to drive. It's your knees hitting the steering wheel when you hit the brake, and on and on and on. So he's pulling these brackets out. This is the first time we've really gotten a look at the floor pan, and you could see that they had done some chopping and repairing in here. There's like screwed in and gas welded repairs, and then back here in the back you can see there is some holes from the mousies that were living in there. So I think eventually, we're not going to do it today, but I'm probably going to have to get a full floor pan like we did on the Forgotten Hot Rod and do it, because it's just too many areas that are bad. But for now, we're just trying to get it on the road this summer. None of that stuff's structural enough, or structural I should say, to be an issue. So these are the brackets here. You can see when Steve's getting those out, get the remnants of the old carpet out. And then we're very, very close to getting this thing on the road. So get the seat back in, get it adjusted, get the rear seat back in, and after all the modifications we did, we could finally have kind of a interior back together, so to speak. We also found, we had mentioned about the gauge issue. Steve and I had tested this off camera after we shot this video on the bench, and the gauge was definitely no good. So I called up Speedway, who is the distributor for this brand of gauges. They were actually pretty cool about it, and they're shipping me from the distributor just the water temp gauge. So this was the problem. The gauge right out of the box was pegged hot, and all the other gauges aren't. And when you look online, the gauge is supposed to be, you know, all the way to the left, not pegged hot. So there was definitely a problem. So we're going to get that in. Hopefully later this week that'll show up, and we'll have all the gauges in and finally working.
All right, good. Good. Now just God damn it.
I'm trying to go slow, so
Yeah, I know.
it's almost out, I think.
It is. It's real close. Yeah. Good. I think that was it.
Woo! That sucker took all the threads.
Did it?
Yep, that one was crusty. We got one more here.
Safety first. They used a fender washer and everything under that thing.
That probably came with the kit. That's an actual
Oh,
thing
okay. Yeah.
for the seatbelt.
Yep. That's true.
And they went to Pep Boys. Want me to try this first?
I already had the gun on it. It just spins. I gotta get the nut. There it is. All right, go ahead. Holy crap! Woo! Did that thing loosen at all?
Not really, no.
I didn't think so. Woo!
Was it spinning on your wrench or no?
No, it wasn't spinning. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
just fucking hammering.
It did move a little bit.
Did it? Okay.
We're gonna have to get my big gun out.
Yeah, I know, right? Go ahead. Ah, shit. All right.
Hey, there we
Holy
go.
crap.
Oh, that broke
the
it.
bolt broke.
Yeah, that's a big bolt to break.
It is. I was really hoping that would happen. That hurt.
Oh, there's nice mousy goodness in the seatbelt.
Oh, yay! Nothing is safe.
Might be able to put these back in.
They are actually, I like, they're pretty cool. I like the weave on them.
Yeah, you could probably just clean the chrome up and put them back in. But now we can get all this old
nasty blue carpet out.
Yeah.
It is a nice ride. I got it in case we go somewhere we can take people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
I
can
can pull a trailer with it or whatever. I did get a 28-foot enclosed trailer. That was
nice.
managed to get into. So,
That's awesome. Yeah, that'll be helpful.
yeah, I think if we're going and doing things, hopefully.
Do these go on the inside or outside?
The
white
seat
part
goes on the inside, white part's on the outside.
That's what I thought.
That's the adjusters all the way forward there.
Okay, well, do you want to bolt it in?
Yeah, I'll
all
bolt
the way
it in.
down, and
Bolt
then
it.
we'll slide it back and find a happy spot.
Yep.
All right, what's up guys? We are here at the warehouse to give you a update of what's going on here. So as you saw, we got a building built. We've been going through cleaning, scrapping, but I've also been trying to organize stuff because once it's organized and we move, it's easier. You don't have to deal with moving random boxes of stuff. So I've been trying to go through, organize, get more stuff listed up on the website, just so it's up there for purchase. But I've been, doesn't really look like much, but I've been going through trying to organize stuff a little bit better. We cleaned a bunch of shocks out. I've been selling bumpers, trying to get rid of big heavy stuff we don't want to ship, because the way we're going to move all of this is in kind of waves. We're going to move all of one thing at one time, and then do the next stuff and the next stuff, and we only need to take a little bit of pallet racking to actually get moved into the new building. This whole rack here, from here down, needs to go, and then just this one end section. So we're gonna work on moving all this stuff. I've started to pull down all of our big heavy stuff, fenders and such. I moved all of the cows that we had out because we need this section for another row. Just been hard at work just trying to make things easier to move. It's a little bit more work beforehand, but once we get it into the new building, we can just put it away organized versus open up random boxes and there's just random stuff in there. I've also been going through some of our existing stuff that we've had from previous estates and just trying to get it all on one pallet, stuff that hasn't been photographed or organized, That way we can take it over at the very end. So I got this little corner over here. It kind of looks like a mess because I got stuff spread everywhere. This is stuff from that 46. We're shooting a video on, like an unloading video from that stuff from Minnesota. We've got stuff everywhere. But I've been pulling big items over here and pallets that are finished. So what we're trying to do is get all the big stuff. This will come over at the very end because it's fairly easy to put away, but it takes up a ton of space. And then these pallets here, which are stuff we need to inventory. So we use like a numbering system to number our estates so we know where it came from. So I've been wrapping each pallet, just putting a number on it so I know what estate this came from. Once we get it to the new building and we have time, we'll start going through it. Matt and I organized everything that we got from Minnesota into Ford and non-Ford. That way the Ford parts we'll tackle first because they'll have a place. We probably have a bunch of it in inventory already, so probably just get numbered and put on the shelf. So I've been trying to really get things ready to move because once the concrete's poured and we have our pallet racking set up, it's gonna be gangbusters trying to get as much as we can moved over so we have nothing here. So just been trying to do not as much sorting and organizing and getting stuff listed as I am trying to get things organized to move. So when we go to move, it's easier on everyone. So that's pretty much it here. I haven't been doing anything super crazy, just trying to keep the ship afloat. So that's it for the warehouse for this update. I think Matt and Steve are getting the forklift ready to move to head to auction. So let's go check out on them.
Finally, I don't make many bad purchase decisions, but this one is definitely it. Too big, needs too much work, worn out, finally going. See ya.
That's kill, because it's just grounded. This is on the mat.
Yep.
You know, just make sure it's still connected. And it is. Okay. And then it's just pretty easy, because it's this is just going to turn it over.
It'll just turn it over a little bit there, yeah.
I was like right here. I'm like, oh boy.
I forgot I had the ground off. All right, so that you don't even have to bring it back because it'll just be.
So we don't have to turn the fuel. I was gonna be my question before it fired right in my face.
I normally turn it on.
This makes me feel better because it's all the stupid shit we do every fucking day. And it's like, we're idiots. Happens to even the best people. All right, cool. So you don't have to turn the fuel on.
No, once it's lit off. Well, you know, I always prime it anyway. You can put it on to make sure we got fuel in the fuel bowls. You'll hear it on the pump.
Yep. Ready?
Yeah. everything you wanted in there.
You do that, it'll just make it, it'll put it down once it's tipped.
Right there. Yeah, you could probably slide it. You could slide it.
Yeah, we could probably slide it forward a little.
Yeah, keep it like that.
There you go.
Yep, right there.
Straight down.
And yeah, nobody's back, not her.
Backing up.
Okay, boop. Watch your boop. Boop.
There it is.
Boop. Let's bring it back, Ron. Good luck.
Yeah, you gotta come in a little further.
Let the shipping department handle that.
Cue the clown music.
I'm the camera guy in it.
Thanks,
now.
Dan.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, camera guy over there.
Oh my God. Well.
This is gonna look hilarious going down the road.
Oh, wait. Are we taking the thing with us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's patent pending.
All right.
Yeah,
I didn't know if he was letting that out of his sight. I didn't know.
Yes. No,
I didn't
no,
know
no
how much.
wonder
I didn't know how much you meant that.
If we ever need it, we know where it is.
Yeah.
Shipping department got a ship?
Yeah, just give me a call. We'll ship it down for every engine, every time you need to lift an Arden.
You dizzy yet?
Yep. Yes.
That would be a yes. Right on cue.
I've been doing pallets for the move, and I've been fucking getting super dizzy and standing there like, oh god.
Maybe this.
The next Ardens don't need to be running
You wanna hop up
engines, they
here
need just
before
to
I
be the
fall?
block
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the intakes. So much easier.
I was building a backyard hot rodder, a hot rod, and I started with a Deuce Roadster of all things. I lucked out finding a Deuce Roadster back so long ago, and I don't want anybody to hate, but in that era, I was looking at $1,000 Roadster.
And that's the Roadster.
The Roadster, the one
That
that
was-
Laura and I have had now 52 years. That was when I finally did get it. I traded a 51 four-door Merc for it, which cost me $65 because I wanted that Merc engine for that crankshaft that I mentioned earlier. I finally had the Merc engine with a crankshaft, but I was able to trade that Merc and $800 to actually get our Deuce Roadster,
Oh my God.
which
Was it rough? Was it pretty rough?
the body was up on top of the chassis with 2x4s because it had no sub rails.
Of course, yep.
So now we get back to Rod and Custom. That AV8, how did they build the sub rails? That's exactly how I built them in my car. In a rented one-car garage in New Haven. And every step along the way, the Halibrand Quick Change, which I bought brand new.
Wow.
Don't get mad now, but that was $225. That was a brand new center section in the Halibrand box, open drive.
All right, so it is Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. We had a very crazy week already. Yesterday was insane. We ended up going out to Connecticut. I had already had it planned, and finally, after everybody's been bothering us, Arden is together, and we went and saw the engine, and we were there all day, got to hang out with the San Giovanni family and get to just soak it all in, and of course to hear the engine, get educated on a bunch of stuff of my engine. And not sure if that video is going to come out before this or not, but give you guys a little sneak peek here. There she is, got her home. Ron Jr. built this special lifting assembly, but I'll leave that alone for now. That's what we did. We also picked up some fenders. A couple friends of ours, up in Connecticut, Carly Moody, she sold some really nice 32 fenders and running boards to another friend, Brian Mackey, who has a shop out in California. So we drove that stuff back to PA, and that stuff is going to get on the Underground Parts Railroad sent back to California. So then my thing for this morning, very early, I'm up, is this is the glass for the 38 convertible. So we got that chopped, and we've been working on, it's very, very close to being road worthy-ish. So I need to get some glass cut. So this is the original glass we pulled out of the car. There's a local glass shop. I called a couple local street rod and restoration shops. There's still one shop in our town or local town, nearby town, that will cut some flat glass. So I'm gonna bring this in. We have a 3-inch chop. I'm just gonna write some measurements on it, but we know it's basically 3 inches. Take it out of the center, and they can copy the radius on each corner. So I'm gonna take this in, jump in Big Red, drive over to the glass shop, get that taken care of. Steve and I ended a day Monday, Tuesday, I don't remember anymore. Got the seat sliders moving, and we actually got the seat at a much better position in the convertible. It was pushed all the way forward and it was angled like you were looking at the stars. So definitely a lot better now. Got the seat back in. Steve was just airing out. He sprayed some stuff on the seat bottom. We're gonna throw that in for now just so we could do a test drive is what the goal is for this week. So may possibly, with no glass, do a test drive this week. But I'm gonna run over, get the glass set up, and we could try and get this shop under control after having all kinds of stuff blown apart already this week. All right, so Steve and I have been fiddling with the brakes on this car pretty much since we got it on the road. We did everything new on this car. Well, Steve did. I kind of instructed him and he did it all. But we put new brakes on this thing, new brake lines, new master cylinder, rebuilt all the wheel cylinders with all old Ford stuff. And the shoes looked fine. When Steve looked at them, the drums looked fine, but we were having a problem where the car was diving to the left when I would hit the brakes, and Steve has been going back and forth, adjusting this. I would take her for a drive, you know, to a cruising or something and report back. So we were really digging into it the other day when we put it up on the lift, and nothing seemed wrong. So Steve was today digging into it upstairs here, and we were driving it, adjusting it. It was getting not really any better. And then Steve sat down to have lunch and we started talking. I was like, maybe it's something with the shoes. I don't know. You know, we're starting to grasp at straws. And I started talking to him about, oh, well, we got to make sure we grab the right shoes. And he said, why? And I said, oh, well, the holes are different on the bottom. And I said, early 3940 brakes, this hole at the bottom here is round. And the later ones, like 41 or 40, whatever, 46.8, they have these flats here, you see, and that's because the earlier juice brakes, 3940, had it round so that the eccentric piece in the bottom could rotate in the shoes, and because this hole's off center and the shape of it, it would actually push it up or push it out, push it in. So he said, no, that's supposed to have the flats. I'm like, well, was that what the car had? Yeah. Well, we started looking at here. Someone had, the previous owner had jammed these early style adjusters into the flats here and pressed them in or hammered them in, and it was essentially rendering the adjustment loose, or it was not doing a lot, and it was making the shoe so it was loose up and down, and it was chattering. I think it was diving into the drum and creating the left side brake was digging in real hard, and even when we took it apart, we found that this shoe was broken at the front. And that might be because it was rotating up and down and dragging it, digging into the drum and breaking away. So we had an NOS set of the correct shoes on this. Steve threw them on. They're kind of a pain in the ass.
They are a little fiddly.
He got them on, and you can even see this is one of the eccentrics. It's hard to see, but it's all mushroomed, and you can see it's even flat on the one side here where they had it jammed in. So this was jammed into that, and it was not doing its job. So he had replaced these to start with, and that's when we kind of started coming to the conclusion of what happened. So we just took it for a ride with NOS shoes with the correct shoes in it. Suddenly it doesn't dive to the left and it stops as it should. Yeah, Steve was he was getting a little frustrated up here. And it's always one of those deals where we come upstairs and we go, oh, we'll just do a quick upstairs with a jack because we feel like moving cars. Yeah, well, that was half a day and here we are. But we got it going. So that was been a problem with the car, or just an annoyance since the beginning. So now we got that sorted. It's another thing done. Car's very, very good at this point. And we'll see if the gentleman that's coming tomorrow is interested in buying it. He's been bugging us for a little bit, and we're interested in it for a little bit, and see what happens. So another thing done. Another day. 39 coupes going. Had to drive the Mercury over to the warehouse. Let these guys look around. And Moon's somewhere wandering around because he's very excited. Because he loves the warehouse. Don't you love the warehouse? Yeah, let's go. Moon's gonna miss running around here. No. There's lots of tenants here. Hey, not up the stairs. Let's go. Come on. Here, bud. Come on, Moon. In the elevator, let's go. Let's go, buddy. Yeah, exciting stuff. Oh, I'm gonna stand here. All right, so end of the day Friday, we had a crazy day. This whole week has been, with the holiday and everything that was going on, it's been a crazy week. It's actually been extremely productive. Steve and Mike always know that I make a little like to-do list for us that we share on our phones that I just try and give, some of the stuff we'd like to get done every week. And I always put way more than is humanly possible in a week. And this week we almost nailed almost everything we had to get done, which is really incredible that things sort of went smoothly. So the one thing we didn't get done is we wanted to drive the 38 convertible, and we just didn't get quite there with the distractions of everything else. So we were trying to put a old accessory shock mount kit on the rear of this car, and the car sits too low and the shock angle is too steep, so we're gonna have to revisit that. But we did get, Steve got the brand new tires mounted front and rear. I had gotten 650s for the front and 6s for the rear. It was an old school trick to put the larger ones on the front on customs, but the car is lowered too much and the tires hit, so I went and ordered some 6s. They came in very quickly and Steve got them all mounted up off camera, and yeah, so got that done, and then he got the new replacement coolant temperature gauge in. It looks right. The needle is at cold instead of sitting at hot right out of the box, so that's good. So we're hoping very soon we can drive this thing. Now with some decent tires, we'll do a quick alignment, and yeah, I think we should be good to take it around the block at least. So keep an eye out in the future video for that. We found a new home. Flip the camera around here. Found ourselves a new home for the 39 Ford. We had one of our viewers that contacted us. He was looking for a turnkey old survivor car to drive. He actually asked about Beautiful. That of course has been sold for quite a while now. Went to a viewer in Germany, and that car is living a fantastic life in a collection there. So I mentioned to him that we had the 39 I got, and I wasn't really ready to sell it yet, but after sending some photos, he was like, it's exactly what I'm looking for. He was familiar with the videos. He came out, spent half the day there today, and he ended up buying a car. So that went off. It's going to Virginia, I believe, and that's going to live in a collection there. And we're just happy to see this stuff get used. It wasn't a car I was planning to keep forever. A little quicker than I expected, but that's how things go, and we got to keep moving. We got plenty of projects around, so it's no problem. So last thing to do this week, tomorrow's my birthday. Always try and do fun stuff around my birthday. We already picked up the Arden, which is a fantastic present to myself. Really happy about that. But Kate and I are going to jump in the 32 Roadster, drive it out to the Allentown Drags. Our buddy EJ and his crew of friends put on a really fun series of vintage eliminator racing events in our part of the world. And one of the ones he does is at the Allentown Fairgrounds old time circle track that he sets up heads up drag racing, flag drop, and motorcycles and old cars race. It's a ton of fun. Pretty much anybody can race if you got an old flathead powered car or even early overhead valve car. You can run on there. Real short track on the cinders, but it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna take the Roadster out there, at least cruise it out there. I might drag race it because we've got it running reliably on the street. Let's see if we can beat it a little bit and drive it home after racing it. That's the real test. So it's also pretty hot, so we'll find out sitting in traffic going into Allentown and all that stuff. But gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna round out the week with a little bit of driving and racing and having fun in old cars. So let's get going.
right, well, I successfully drove there and beat the crap out of the car and raced, and then on the way home it started missing, and the missing got worse and worse until we got about maybe 10 minutes from home, and the car just quit and I have no sparks. So pretty sure either a coil or a Patronics went bad. I don't have a lot of tools in this car because I just got it on the road, or parts rather. So waiting for Mike to come bring the trailer. I got a buddy coming and might have a coil, but this is typical stuff. Kate luckily was prepared and brought her book along. So here we are, very old-timey like, waiting for her help while she reads a book. So that's my birthday today, nothing new. Got the race and drive old cars, and then broke down. So that is our week in the life. We got a lot of stuff done, but sometimes everything doesn't end as planned. But hey, this is old cars. Beat on the car, break it, who knows? Probably a brand new electrical part. We've had that happen a lot lately, but it happens, and we just keep moving along. So thank you guys for following on. Appreciate it. Catch you later.